How's it going, everyone? My name's Sam. It's time to take a look at CCIV, the company that's merging with Lucid Motors, because it is up a good amount today. It's up about 11.5%. We have to take a look at it, look at what's happening, because there was some news that came out, not about Lucid, but about Arrival. So we're going to talk about that. Now, not Arrival, the company, but a rival of Lucid Motors. So we're going to talk about that, compare the two companies a little bit, and go through what I think about it. So if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I really appreciate that. Please hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. If you guys want, there is a link down there to Webull. So the reason I even found this today was I was looking at the top stocks that were up today, and CCIV was the second one on my list here out of about 100 stocks. So it's kind of nice. But the thing is, there was no news about it, which is interesting because Webull does a really good job of this. So I had to dig in a little bit to find out why it was up. So if you guys want an easy way of finding news for the most part, you can check out the link down below to Webull. Deposit $100 and get some free money. You have to deposit that $100 though, because I know some people forget about that. So definitely check that out down below. And if you guys want to get some interest on cryptocurrencies, you can definitely check out the link down below to BlockFi. So they're paying up to 10% on some different cryptocurrencies, and using that link, you can get up to $250. So the reason that CCIV is up today, a lot of people don't know why. It's up in arms for a lot of people. Some people have no idea why it's up. I was looking on StockTwits to see if other people knew why it was up. And it's the first stock on StockTwits. If you don't know what it is, it's an app that shows some of the top movers of the day. There are people that comment on them and why they're going crazy or how they feel about whether they're bullish or bearish. It's a good way of figuring the sentiment behind just the whole market in general. So CCIV, guys, MVIS is also taking off. Why is this up so much? Can we squeeze like AMC? You can see that there are a lot of people that are excited, right? A lot of bullish signs actually on here. And a lot of people have no idea why this is going up. So a lot of people will change on the flip of a coin here. So even just over the last couple minutes, we saw it turn down a little bit and more people are saying bearish. The thing is, we have to remember, this is actually a good thing, I think, to look at if you're trying to get some news and you can't figure it out on your own. Sometimes people will have answers and explain what's happening, but you have to remember, people on these platforms are, I don't want to say insane, but they are so wishy-washy. If a stock's down 10%, they'll say, this is crap, we're bearish, and then it's up 10%. They're so excited, they're shooting off rockets and stuff into the atmosphere. The thing is, a lot of people have no idea why this is up, and they're still bullish. So what's happening? What is happening with CCIV and Lucid? Electric truck startup Rivian is eyeing a $70 billion valuation. This is the only news that is relevant to Lucid today, besides the fact that the whole market is up a little bit. So Rivian Automotive, another electric vehicle company, is targeting an IPO that would cause the electric vehicle company to be valued at $70 billion. Now, they are working with advisors from Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley, so three of the largest banks in the world. Rivian is backed by Amazon and was valued at $27.6 billion when it raised $2.65 billion in January. So Amazon has also put in an order for 100,000 electric delivery vans back in 2019. So a lot of people are excited about that. A lot of people are excited that they are backed by T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, and Amazon, right? They've all invested. This is a company that a lot of people think will be the next Tesla. The thing is, they haven't started delivering yet. They don't have deliveries. They're going to start that this summer. So it is interesting to take a look at this, right? This is being valued at possibly $70 billion. That's what they're hoping for. If we take a look at CCIV, you can't take a look at this market cap here because this is the SPAC. So digging a little bit deeper, you can do some of the math. This is a little bit easier just because it's already put out in a Seeking Alpha article. But at $24 a share, so a little bit less expensive than this, about 10%, about 10% more expensive than where we are now. It would be valued between 34 and 38 billion because of some redemptions. So right now we're looking at, let's just say, a $30 billion valuation, maybe a little bit more, 32. We are looking at half the valuation that we have at Rivian. Now you could say, well, they have large backers, they have a lot of firepower behind them with some of those names. Now, if we take a look at Rivian compared to CCIV and Lucid Motors, Rivian is forecasting to 2025. They are expecting 50,000 units in annual sales by then. So 50,000 by 2025. Looking back at this article for Lucid, they actually have about 50,000 units by 2023 and 90,000 by 2024. So by 2025, they're expecting maybe 2 to 3x what Rivian is expecting. Now, of course, there's a lot of other things that come into play, whether it's margin, whether it's debt, whether it's the ability to raise money, whether it is the price points of your vehicles, all that kind of stuff. These are just projections. These are not what's actually going to happen and what the consumers will actually like. But you can see it starts to make a little bit of sense to be buying Lucid right now. If Rivian is trading at 2x the multiple, and it will be delivering half as many vehicles in 3 or 4 years, it starts to make Lucid look more attractive, right? So Lucid sitting at $22, a lot of people are excited about. If Rivian can get a $70 billion valuation, should Lucid be up in the 30s or 40s? That's what people are making the case for today, with it jumping about 12%. Now, I've held on to Lucid since they were about $13. I did not sell all the way up. When it was in the 50s, I did take my initial investment out of it and took about a 10% profit, 10 to 15. So I have not really sold the majority of my shares because I was still up 500% at that point on my shares, 400 to 500%. So I was happy to trim a little bit, take out my initial position, and keep the rest in it. So right now, I don't plan on selling CCIV. We still have to go through the merger, but I plan on holding on to this. This is one of those stocks that I think if you look years down the line, 5-10 years down the line, it could be outperforming the market to a great extent. However, it is a higher risk, higher reward company, right? Let's not act like this is a great value for what they bring to the table right now. Right now, they're still a $30 billion company that's not delivering vehicles. We can take a look at some other companies that have increased a lot in price. I mean, I kind of said this last year, right? Tesla was exploding, and I said there might be a little bit of a problem if you start looking at some of these other EVs that are being valued very highly, and even Tesla itself, because some of these older car makers are trying to get into the space. If you look at Ford just over the last 5-6 months, it's gone up about 72%. So some companies like this are going up pretty significantly. There is some money flowing into these, and you have to remember that Lucid is still being valued at half of what Ford is being valued at. If we look at GM, it's also up a good amount from peak, or from the bottom to the peak, about 47% over the first 6 months. So some of these companies are getting some money flowing into them. The thing is, they're all battling for the same customers. We will have to see what goes on over the coming years. It's going to be really interesting to see who takes the market share. Can some of these companies like GM and Ford rely on some of the massive infrastructure that they've built and some of the massive networks that they've built, whether it's dealers, whether it's thousands and thousands of engineers, all these different partnerships that they've built over the years, and the ease of just moving over to electric vehicles, as opposed to some of these other companies that might have better tech, but they don't have all the dealerships, they don't have the brand recognition, they don't have all this other stuff. So it's going to be interesting to watch. That is the reason Lucid is up today. I'm not buying Lucid, but I'm not selling it either. I plan on holding. It will be fascinating to see if Rivian can actually get a $70 billion valuation. I mean, if you take a look at Coinbase, they came out a little bit high on valuation, and they just got destroyed. Obviously, a different industry, but IPOs have not necessarily been good for some of these higher valued companies over the last couple months. But let me know your thoughts on this down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the link down below to Webull to get those free stocks, and BlockFi to get an interest rate on your crypto. Thank you for checking those out. Also, if you want to see what I'm buying on a daily basis, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. There you get to join a community of a lot of other people, over 2,500. I think it's around 2,900. And I do some exclusive videos. I talked about how I actually picked my crypto investments recently in there. So if you guys want to check that out, you can check it out down below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.